Welcome to this week's edition of It's Chaile Time. Tsepo.
How are you, Toby?
No, I'm very well, in yourself.
I'm good. I'm fantastic.
Yeah, I know we're not talking about what I am going through at the moment in terms of our bargaining council case, but I need to get this off my chest.
But we need to catch up. Just briefly before we can start with our topic. So you can.
Yeah, I'm sweating.
You can vent.
I need to vent a bit.
What's happening?
When you're in this line of business, I don't want to hijack your meeting, but when you're in this line of business, I realize all the more it's always about the interest of the parties. We've said that so many times, yes. The interest of the employer versus the interest of the employees, Today I had the meetings, this is even something else, Employers, the way they want to draft contracts of employment, because they don't want to pay overtime or Sunday times, these things, So we must put it in a way that, we're not going to commit to paying these statutory payments, But the problem is now, on the same token, the Department of Labour was there yesterday. So now, when you draft this contract, you have the interest of the employer who wants to break the law, you have the interest of the employee and the interest of the Department of Labour inspector. How do you keep everyone happy? Now, I know the audience will say simple, you just put there what the law say, until you have your own business now. But anyway, the case I want to just briefly mention and get off my chest here. We've got this case. We've played all our magic already in terms of jurisdiction.
I'm the magician.
Yeah, you're the magician. You know what I'm talking about, you bugger. So, and maybe the audience can help us here. What the heck do I do? So tomorrow there's arbitration again. This case was initially referred to the CCMA. But this is actually falling under a bargaining council. So you did your magic one day. So no jurisdiction, and the case got transferred to a certain bargaining council here in Johannesburg, and we're there tomorrow. So a case doesn't go away when you play your tricks in terms of jurisdiction. Now you're there again.
It's at the right place, actually.
It's at the right place now, you see it. Now, this is like a game of chess. You are starting to get into checkmate. The problem is we're very scared of arbitration because in this case, the employee was dismissed for being absent from work for 1 day, which was a Saturday, which was, according to the roster, his off day.
After 14 days straight.
After being working 14 days straight, lots of overtime, which they're not going to pay him for anyway. So now the boss is saying, no, I phoned you that day before, the Friday, after hours, and we agreed that you'll work on a Saturday. And he said, no, I don't know what you're talking about. You didn't phone me. So the boss just chased him away. The boss couldn't provide any phone records that we had the conversation, There's nothing. He just chased him away. So we were told, and we said, no, let him come back, There must be at least a hearing, you see.
Yes.
But now, they don't want him in. He wants to go to his locker to fetch his personal belongings, no?
He had to bring the police.
So he went to the police to open the gate so he can go in and fetch his personal belongings.
They charged him for trespassing.
So the company charged him for trespassing and for being absent, for that 1 day. And they fired the security guard for allowing the police in.
Yeah.
You see what we have to do. Tomorrow's arbitration. You think we're going to win that case?
No ways.
And they were not even going to allow you to talk because the boss, he doesn't pitch up as a witness. So there's no witnesses. Now the thing here is, in conciliation we can talk and try to settle, but when it comes to arbitration, we as representatives, we can lead evidence, but we can't give evidence because it's not our case. We're not the witnesses, you see. So we can't speak as if though we are the witnesses. Yes. So the commission is not even going to allow us to say anything.
Yeah.
Conciliation, talk, settlement, no problem. Yes, but now I'm thinking, what can we do, Tsepo? I'm like, so we're looking at the set-down notice, when it was emailed. It was emailed to us, but they misspelled the email address. Okay. You see how Tsepo, I'm feeling devious, man. But they also sent it to the company, but the company now, they've got more than one company. So they sent it to another company's email address, but the company did get it, and we do know about this. So are we going to play another jurisdiction? Maybe we shouldn't attend. Chipper, this is a plan. Maybe we should not attend. And then when the award comes out, We apply for rescission of the award. Why? Because they misspelled our email address, and that person's email address, in terms of how the email address looked like, it's clearly another company. It's not this company. So we can just say we really did not know. And that employee is driving very far. He's coming from Limpopo. It takes him 6 hours to drive every single time. But maybe we should do that and not go and then just play.
We just talk about just feeling devious, like, someone just spoke that, but now listen to what he's saying now. We must try this, try that, try this. We exhausted all our resources.
But Tsepo, even if we do more tricks, we're going to sit here again
2 months later, and then they're going to reschedule. And
so ultimately, when it comes to jurisdiction
and
disputes,
the longer this case now runs, the more money he's going to want it. He's
going to get more aggressive and upset, and he's got a lawyer also, you know. Ultimately, you can't hide from arbitration.
No, you can't.
You can't.
You can't. It's either you
the
settle.
best way is to play it by the book and be fair. But anyway, Tsepo, I needed to get this off me. Yeah, I just feel so in a corner. You know, the employers expect us to have a magic wand and to make cases disappear. But every now and then there's a case that you are in checkmate and they're coming.
The rabbit is gone from the magic.
They're coming
head.
for you.
Everything is.
Anyway,
finished.
what are we talking about today?
I'm talking about policy implementation. Actually, what you touched earlier resonates with what I wanted to talk about.
Okay.
You know, when you say now you are giving people contracts, but now you are trying to to sugarcoat some things there.
Tsepo, can I interrupt you? I was thinking about this today. Who are making these bloody laws if nobody wants it?
That's the question. That's why we are sitting here today. You see,
whose interest is the legislator serving?
That's the question I was going to ask.
Listen, I was really thinking about this. Sunday time. The employer don't want to pay Sunday time. I'm like, why are we discriminating against Mondays? Why is Sunday a special day? What is so special about? Are we going to church? And now you must pay more. Who's going to church?
So what about the basic conditions of employment?
I know the law says Sunday, but why is the law saying that? You know, the other day the High Court changed maternity leave. We always say maternity leave is for women. Now the High Court said, no, why do we discriminate?
It's parental leave.
It's parent. I mean, if you're a parent, you're a parent. What's the difference between you?
But still, they get 4 months, you get 10 days.
No, that's parental leave. No, but what the High Court now said is that maternity leave, I'm not talking about parental leave, I'm talking about maternity leave is for women. But the High Court said no, it can be for anybody. So now a man can also apply for maternity leave. And the two companies, between the husband and the wife, let's put it that way, they must negotiate, the two companies. This employee is going to take 1 month and then that one another month maybe. Then this one another 1 month and that one
so
another month.
So the 4 months is going to be split.
There's 4 months for both of them. They must decide the split.
Who's doing what and who's...
Yeah. But the point is the High Court said no. There's no difference in the age we live between a man and a woman when it comes to nurturing a child. I'm asking the same thing, Sunday and Monday. What's the bloody difference?
Anyway.
So whose interests are these laws? Who's making these laws? Is it now the unions? Because obviously, in terms of policies, the employers don't want to follow these freaking laws.
But when you are in trouble, don't make this mistake. I'm talking to employees now. Don't make this mistake. When you are in trouble, they will go to a clause in a code of conduct that says something about that. Typical example. Every day, I eat on my desk and my laptop is open. One day, I spill coffee on that laptop and it's broken. If they want to fire me, they're going to say, but no one is allowed to eat on their desk during lunchtime.
Code of conduct.
Code of conduct. It's a clause. You see? But for the past 6, 7, or 10 years, you've been doing that. Eating on your desk and your laptop is there.
And they're doing the same. It's no problem.
They do that. The same. No problem. Yeah. And they will push you. Why are you going to sit outside? Maybe you should be pushing something. But when the wheel turn and now the laptop is broken and the company must pop out another 10, 15,000 to buy a new laptop, now it's a problem. You have cost the company, it's a severe misconduct. So what is really this policy implementation? Is it, like we say, because I always say it when I go, it's in line with the basic conditions of employment. It's in line with the Labor Relations Act. You know, we can't do it. It's in line with the Poppy Act.
Mr. Kanama. It's Mr. Gous here. We did the policy implementation, thank you very much. But my boss is asking, how can we maybe not pay public holidays?
So now the question is, are employers really, really interested in these policies, or they just doing it because they have to do it? We advise them, people like us, that you must have policies in your workplace, and then you must play by the book. You know, you can't just call someone and say you are fired. You must call it.
You know what the companies do? You know, Sunday times or overtime, we're not going to pay. Once every 5 years, when an employee go to the CCMA, we'll pay that person.
So what if they come together and then it's a...
What if? What's the chance? It's zero. If they come together.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
what happened to the trucks last time?
Yeah, okay, yeah. No,
all the trucks stopping and then costing people 700,000.
Yeah.
You see? So, but now it will remain.
But employers are getting away with it. Maybe not the truck guys, no, but I know retail companies. They tell you, I will not pay a cent overtime or a cent Sundays. They let the staff work, and the staff will just simply not do anything about it.
Yeah, because they don't have knowledge. That's why now we have to teach people. Not to say we have to go against employers. We have to educate people that.
But that's why we have Chaile time.
Yes, that's why we have Chaile time, and that's why people must watch Chaile time, because it's very important. Because it will always be in the best interest of the company. That's how I view it. Because I was also thinking...
What will always be in the best interest of the company?
When the company implements policies, they will also manipulate their own policies. But because now employees will be like, yeah, but it's my boss. It's at work. I can't challenge them. You see now, it's that problem. They sit back and then they take everything that is being fed to them. Tomorrow, you are allowed to be late with 30 minutes because, no, it's acceptable. 3 days later, you are late. On a serious note now, the policy says you must report 2 hours early. You see, so I'm sitting there on a lot of round tables out there in the country. I go to different places and I sit there with confidence, my chest out, reading out those policies, making sure people comply, they sign, they don't argue with me. And when I get back,
but listen, the employees are also devious buggers. I'm busy with wage negotiations against a union, and you know what is one of the demands?
You are busy with what?
Wage negotiations.
Yes.
And you know
employees, sorry to interrupt, employees will always be interested when it goes to money.
No. In this case, no, there are money issues, but there's one of the demands to scrap the zero tolerance policy for being under the influence of alcohol at work.
How so?
So I'm like, now the union is sitting there with the shop stewards, and I'm like, okay, if I understand this correctly, you want to arrive at work under the influence of alcohol. That's what you're saying, because that's what it means.
So they say you can discipline for that, but
no,
it mustn't be a zero
Yeah,
tolerance.
look, when we started to consult, they said, no, the actual problem is the application, because management will discriminate between those they like and those they don't. So if they like you, if you're under the influence of alcohol, no problem. Or you get fired and you get reinstated. But the other guy don't like, you'll fire them. So I told him, look, you don't change the law if there's a problem with crime. You sort out the police, you see.
This is where I was going with this thing, because it seems like we are living in a cold drink.
So it's not just employers. Employees are also,
cold drink
everybody's their own interest. So I'm still asking, who are making these bloody laws that nobody wants? Right?
So you are in agreement that also the employers, they don't want those laws.
Employees don't want it. Employers don't want it, but we have it. Because this is how we govern South Africa. But who? South Africans want it. Who? I don't. Do you want it? No.
But have you heard yourself when you preach that during arbitration, when you do your closing statement? Even the code of conduct says gross negligence, first offense, it's a dismissal.
Yeah, no, I know. Look, I understand, NEDLAC and, the unions are all, and employers' organizations, they all play a part in this, But I'm just saying, when you work with the everyday man, the employee and the employers, hey.
I think it also goes back to the point that you always raise, the trust relationship. Because typical example, I had a case at the CCMA. This guy accepted to everything, said, no, I was negligent and everything. But there was someone who was shot, and then they gave him a second chance, which means the company is not consistent when it comes to their own policies.
But then again, Chepo, we're obviously generalizing. There's a lot of great companies out there. So this is obviously not true of all companies. What is true of all companies is that they have their own interests. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, at the end of the day, it is important we talk about legal compliance here. Compliance is always the better way to go. companies get caught out with their pants down, and then you start paying the millions. So crime does not profit, ne? It doesn't profit to do crime, ne?
You think that is crime?
Yeah. Something like
You see,
sometimes I wonder.
The thing is, you preach the Bible, but behind closed doors you do different things.
Yeah, the pastor say you mustn't look at a woman with lust in your heart, but he does it himself. Anyway, Tsepo, that's for this day.
Thank you very much, Toby. But still, my question is not answered. And then employees, please pay attention to those
Pay
policies.
attention. They will give you a contract, ne? They won't let you take it home to read. But 10 years later, when they want to fire you, they will say, remember what your contract said? You must read that thing. And you must adhere to it.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
And subscribe.
And put your comments.
Yeah,
tell us what you think of what we were talking about, and then we will very value your comments.
Thank you. Bye-bye.